Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be over multiplication models and representations. And it's important to note in this video tutorial that this is going to be over two-digit numbers times two-digit numbers. So let's talk about some important information about multiplication. When I multiply my numbers, 10 times 12 equals 120. Each of those numbers has a name. 10 is called a factor in multiplication. 12 is a factor, and factor times factor gives me my answer. My answer is called the product. And so that's important vocabulary for you to know when you multiply. Now, when I'm talking about models, I'm talking about picture representations of 1, 10, and 100. I want to represent ones, tens, and hundreds using these pictures. This represents a 1. It's a small cube. A 10 will look like this, also called a rod. I've heard them called longs, 10 sticks, and hundreds are represented with a hundreds flat. Now, these can also be represented in the models we're going to talk about today, like this. This would represent a 1, just a small hollow square. A long, skinny rectangle represents 10, and a 100 can be represented with a larger square. So let's talk about how to multiply by expanding numbers. This is going to make multiplication a lot easier. Here's an example, 13 times 14. Now, I want to expand 13 and 14 so that when I multiply, it's easier to multiply. And here's how I'm going to expand these numbers. I'm going to break them apart. 13 expands to 10 and 3. This is also called decomposing. I'm going to decompose 14 to 10 and 4. And so now I'm ready to multiply 13 times 14. I'll start by multiplying 10 times 10. I know that 10 times 10 is 100, and I'm going to represent 100 with this 100 flat. This represents 100. Now I'm going to multiply this 10 times that 3, and 10 times 3 is 30. And I'm going to add 30 to this model. As you can see, I have 3 rods, 10, 20, 30. So this part of this model is 30. Next, I'm going to multiply 4 times 10, and that is 40. 40 will be represented like this. I have 4 10 sticks, and that part of this model is 40. And the last part of multiplication I have to do is 4 times 3, and that is 12. So I'm going to add 12 units to my model. And as you can see, my model is complete with the multiplication that I just did with 13 times 14. Now, this model that you see is called an area model. I can look down at the entire model and see all of the multiplication and numerical relationships represented as I look at this model. And the numbers that are represented are 10 and 3 are here at the top, and then you see 10 and 4 represented on the left. This 10 times this 10 made that 100, 10 times 3 made 30, 10 times 4 made 40, and 3 times 4 made 12. So how do I find the answer to this? Well, I'm going to look at the numbers in the model, or I can look at the numbers that I have here, and those numbers make up the answer. They're part of the answer, so we call those partial products, and I add them together. 100 plus 40 is 140. Add 30, that's 170. Add 12, that's 182. That is my total, and my answer to 13 times 14 is 182. Now, it's important to know that multiplication with area models can present different area models. Area models can look different with different multiplication. Let's look at another example, 23 times 25. Now, I'm going to expand these numbers or break them apart. 23 will be expanded to 20 and 3. 25 I'll decompose to 20 and 5. And I'm going to represent them in this area model. I have 4 equal-sized boxes. 20 and 3 will go at the top, and 20 and 5 will go on the left. Now I'm ready to multiply. First, I'll multiply 20 times 20, and that is 400. and 400 will be represented right here because 20 times 20 gives me 400. Next, I'll multiply 20 times 3, and that gives me 60. And I'll multiply to get 60, and it'll be represented here because 3 times 20 gives me 60. Next, I'll multiply 5 times 20. That gives me 100, and my 100 will go in my box here because 20 times 5 gives me 100. And last, I'll multiply 5 times 3. 5 times 3 gives me 15. I'll put 15 in the last empty box inside of my area model because 3 times 5 equals 15. Now, these numbers inside of my box add up to give me my final answer. They're part of my answer. Remember, we call them partial products. So I'm going to set them up in an addition sentence to get my final answer. I'll put them in order from least to greatest, and that's just something I tell my students to do to make the addition easier. 400 plus 100 plus 60 plus 15, all of those are my partial products. When I add them together, I get 575. So 23 times 25 is 575. Let's look at another example, and this time we're going to use the box method. Now, the box method is also a way to use area models, but it has a different name. We call it box method because we put the numbers in a box, much like you saw on the last example. So here is your word problem. Shanti rode her bike 12 miles a day for 17 days. How many miles did she ride in all 17 days? So let me set up my multiplication. I know I'm multiplying 12 miles times 17 days. I'm going to expand those numbers. 12 expands to 10 and 2. 17 expands to 10 and 7. And I'm going to set up my box. Now, this is an area model, but it also can be used for our box method. 10 and 2 will go at the top, and 10 and 7 will go on the left. Now I'm ready to multiply. I'm going to multiply 10 times 10 to get 100. I'm going to multiply 10 times 2 to get 20. I'm going to multiply 7 times 10 to get 70, and I'm going to multiply 7 times 2 last to get 14. Now, when I multiply these numbers, every number inside of my box is a partial product, and I'm going to add up these numbers to get my final answer. When I add them, I like to add them in least to greatest order. These are called my partial products. Let's add these up. 10, carry my 1, and my final answer is 204. And when you use the box alone, that is called the box method. Now let's look at array models. Now these are very similar to area models, except with array models, you can count every unit inside of the model. So you can literally count the number of units that you have. Now, let's answer a question on this array model. Which partial products show the multiplication equation represented by the array model? Now, on this model, you see that you have this section. And this section, I know that it represents 100. Well, how do I get 100? Because I multiplied 10 by 10. That gave me 100. In the next part of this model, I know I have a 10 on this side, so I have a 5 here, and I know it's a 5 because there are 50 units here. Let's look at the next part. So I know that I'm going to be multiplying by a 10, and here I know is 7 because there are 70 units in this section. And let's look at the last section. I know that this is 35 because 5 times 7 gave me 35 in this section. Now, it's important to know that when you finish with these partial products in your array model, you have to add them up. So I'm going to add them up to find my answer. 100 plus 70 plus 50 plus 35 And when I add those up, I get an answer of 255. What was the original multiplication that got me that answer? Well, 10 and 5, that's 15. And then 10 and 7, that's 17. So the original multiplication equation that gave me this array model was 15 times 17, and it gave you a product of 255. Now let's look at multiplication using area models again, and this area model actually has a number greater than 200, and I can tell because of the 100 flats in the model. So let's look at this model. I know that 100 belongs here because that is a 100 flat. Well, what would give me 100? 10 times 10. This is another 100, and this 10 times a 10 here give me 100. Now, I already have 10 here on the left, and let me look at my 10s here, 10, 20, 30, 40. So 10 times 4 would give me 40. This partial product would be 40. This 10 times this 3 would give me 30. This 10 times this 3 would give me 30 here. And then finally, 3 times 4 gives me 12. Now here are my partial products. I have 100, 100, that makes 200. 30 and 30 makes 60 at the bottom. 40 is on the right, and 12 units is the last little section here. So I'm going to add these up so that I can get my final answer. And when I add these up, I get a final answer of 312. Well, what was my original equation? 10, 10, and 4 make 24, times 10 and 3 make 13. So my original equation was 24 times 13, and it gave me a final product of 312. Let's look at another area model. Look at the area model. What numbers belong on the lines to complete the area model? Well, in this area model, we're actually missing some of our factors. So 20 times something is going to give me 800. Well, I know that 2 times 4 gives me 8. I'm going to add a 0 to 40 because it is reasonable for 20 times 40 to give me 800. And if this number is 40, then I know I'm going to multiply 40 by 3 to get 120. Let me check the rest. 20 times 2 is 40, that's correct, and 3 times 2 is 6. So now, what are the numbers that will fit in the multiplication equation? Well, 20 and 3 make 23. 40 and 2 make 42. So my original multiplication was 23 times 42, and let's figure out the final answer. My partial products are 800, 120, 40, and 6. Let me add these together to get a total of 966, and that is my final answer. Now it's important to remember that this area model also is called the box method. We solved by using the box method strategy. That strategy happens to look like an area model. The last strategy I'm going to talk with you about today is multiplying using the standard algorithm. This is also called the traditional algorithm. And this is a way to multiply that most people use. If someone's going to multiply 2-digit or 3-digit numbers or so on, they're going to probably use the standard algorithm because it's fastest. Now, when you multiply using the standard algorithm or the traditional algorithm, what you're doing is multiplying the digits that you see. For example, I have a 9 and a 6 that gives me 96, and a 2 and a 9 to give me 29. I am going to multiply the digits that I see. So let's do this example together. 96 times 29. First, I'm going to multiply 9 times 6, and that's going to give me 54. I'll put my 4 in the ones place and carry my 5 to the tens place. 9 times 9 is 81. I'm going to add the 5, and that will give me 86. So this number is my partial product. I place a 0 here in the ones place. That is a step with this strategy that you have to do because now you're going to be multiplying by this 2, and that 2 is in the tens place, so it's really like you're multiplying by 20. So now 2 times 6 is 12. Carry my 1 to the tens place. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. And my next partial product is 1,920. We add these numbers just like we've been adding all of the partial products. And my final answer is 2,784. So this is the standard algorithm. Let's do one more example of the standard algorithm. 74 times 82. I know that I'm going to multiply the digits that I see. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 7 is 14. Place your 0 here since you're going to multiply by this 8, which represents 80. 8 times 4 is 32. Carry my 3 in the tens place. 8 times 7 is 56, plus this 3 is 59. And you're going to add your two partial products together to get a total of 6,068. And this is your final answer. I hope you enjoyed this video over multiplication models and representations. If you'd like to see more helpful math videos in the future, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you were interested in any of the resources featured in this video, read the description box below. Thank you and have a great day.